Hello, I am Naveen Kumarichan, Assistant Professor, Department of ECE, STMIT, Ujjiri. The topic of today's session is time differentiation property of Fourier transform. The following textbooks are referred to prepare the presentation. Time differentiation property. If we know Fourier transform of a signal, say x of t, then we can use that Fourier transform to determine the Fourier transform for the derivative of the signal. How can we write the time differentiation property for Fourier transform is, let us consider the time domain signal as x of t and its Fourier transform as x of j omega. We can write x of t and x of j omega as Fourier transform pairs. Then the Fourier transform of d by dt of x of t is j omega times of x of j omega. Differentiation, which is applied for a time domain signal, reflected in multiplication of j omega to the transform. Now let us see how we can prove this relation. In order to prove the relation, consider the expression for x of t, that is inverse Fourier relation, wherein we will get a time domain signal from the transform. So x of t is 1 over 2 pi integral omega from minus infinity to plus infinity x of j omega e power j omega t d omega. Differentiate this equation with respect to t on both the sides. On differentiating, we will have d by dt of x of t equal to d by dt of 1 over 2 pi integral omega from minus infinity to plus infinity x of j omega e power j omega t d omega. Now, the integral function is written for omega and we are differentiating with respect to t. Now, the uppercase x is a function, it represents a transform. It's a function of omega, and complex sinusoid, it's a function of omega and as well as t. Now, on differentiating, it is like d by dx of e power ax. So, which will be a times of e power ax. Now, value of a here is j omega, x is t. Upon differentiation, we will have result like d by dt of x of t equal to 1 by 2 pi integral omega from minus infinity to plus infinity x of j omega. Now, j omega times of e power j omega t is the differentiation result of e power j omega t. Finally, we have d omega. Now, rearrange the terms. Now, we can compare this with the inverse Fourier relation. And comparing the last two relations, the last relation says x of t and x of j omega are Fourier transform pairs. So the on applying differentiation property, the relation which we have obtained, that says d by dt of x of t and j omega x of j omega are Fourier transform pairs. If a differentiation operator is applied for a time domain signal, then how that is reflected for its Fourier transform, that what we have to analyze from this property. Means if at all a differentiation applied for a time domain signal, then that in case of Fourier transform, the Fourier transform of the signal gets multiplied by j omega. So this is the proof for time differentiation property of Fourier transform. Now again, for better understanding, let us solve a problem on time differentiation property. Consider a problem. The problem statement is use time differentiation property to find the Fourier transform of x of t, which is equal to d by dt of 2 times of t e power minus t u of t. Now I have to use time differentiation property here to determine the Fourier transform of x of t. Now it looks like x of t is derivative of some function, say that is x y of t or x1 of t. Now in order to solve the problem, like let us consider 2t e power minus 2t u of t as x1 of t, then we can write x of t as d by dt of x1 of t. Now if I apply Fourier transform, then Fourier transform of x of t will be x of j omega, then Fourier transform of d by dt of x1 of t, wherein we can use the differentiation property, that is time differentiation property. The Fourier transform of x1 of t is x1 of j omega. Because of time differentiation with respect to the transform, we have to multiply j omega to the transform of the signal. So here, like x1 of t and x1 of j omega are Fourier transform pairs, and x of t and x of j omega are Fourier transform pairs. Finally, we have to determine x of j omega. To determine x of j omega, first we have to find x1 of j omega. Now what is x1 of j omega? It is Fourier transform of x1 of t. Now first determine Fourier transform of x1 of t. So this is the Fourier transform relation. x1 of j omega is integral t from minus infinity to plus infinity x1 of t e power minus j omega t dt. Now x1 of t is 2t e power minus 2t u of t. Substitute x1 of t in the integral equation. Now after substituting, like you have a step function. So like we all know about step function, which is 1 for t greater than or equal to 0. By this characteristic of step function, we can update the limits of the integral. The limits of the integral now will be from 0 to infinity. 2 is constant, we can take out, and with respect to two complex exponentials, so two exponential terms what we have, we can take minus sign and t as common. So the final integral can be simplified to 2 times of integral t from 0 to infinity t times of e power minus 2 plus j omega times of t dt. Now it is of the form, we need to apply product integration of like f1 of x, f2 of x dx. Like we have to use the formula here, first function into integration of the second minus integration of the second function into differentiation of the first. So upon using that, x1 of j omega equal to like 2 is common. So first function, that is t, integration of the second e power ax by a, that is e power minus 2 plus j omega times of t divided by minus of 2 plus j omega minus of 2 times of integral of the integration of the second function, which we have already the integration of the second function, e power minus of 2 plus j omega t divided by minus of 2 plus j omega into differentiation of the first, like d by dt of t, which is equal to 1. And in the first result, we have limits are not substituted so far. Limits are 0 to infinity. We have to substitute the limits from 0 to infinity. Now first function as it is, whereas second function again you have to integrate. So upon integration, again it is of the form integration of e power ax, which will be e power ax by a. A is minus of 2 plus j omega. So upon integration, we'll have the result like minus 2 second term minus 2 times of minus 1 divided by 2 plus j omega into e power minus 2 plus j omega times of t divided by minus of 2 plus j omega. Okay, now we'll have that minus sign get cancelled each other. So 2 plus j omega the whole square. We have to substitute the limits. So upon substitution of limits upper limit is infinity and lower limit is 0. Now we have 2 times of minus 1 divided by 2 plus j omega. Upper limit is infinity, so e power minus infinity 0, and lower limit is 0. So the upon substitution of lower limit, see here, Upon substitution of the upper limit, that is e power minus infinity is 0, lower limit, like if you substitute t as 0, that function, like the outcome will be 0. So the first function reduces to 0, second function minus of 2 divided by 2 plus j omega the whole squared, like upper limit is infinity, lower limit is 0. So e power minus infinity is 0, e power 0 1. So I'll get the result as x1 of j omega reduces to 0 minus of 2 divided by 2 plus j omega the whole squared into 0 minus 1. So finally x1 of j omega is 2 divided by 2 plus j omega the whole squared. Now we have to use this Fourier transform to determine Fourier transform of x of t, which is d by dt of x1 of t. I have to use a time differentiation property here to determine the Fourier transform of x of t. Now, like I have means we have written that relation earlier, like x of t equal to d by dt of x1 of t, whose Fourier transform can be written as x of j omega equal to j omega times of x1 of j omega. So j omega times of x1 of j omega, the Fourier transform of the signal x of t will be x of j omega equal to j omega times of 2 divided by 2 plus j omega the whole square. This is how we can use time differentiation property to determine Fourier transform of derivative of any continuous time signal. Means time derivative of time differentiation of any continuous time signal. Similarly, like if suppose we have like second order derivatives, again we have to perform, like we have to apply differentiation twice. That means we have to multiply j omega twice. Thank you.